After the Jets' dominant victory over the Green Bay Packers, there's some crazy rumors that are surfacing according to some reports that came out today, and there's an article I want to take a deep dive into in this video because it highlights Aaron Glenn's new culture and some players on this New York Jets team that could be gone, whether it's getting cut and not making the 53-man roster or traded by the trade deadline. There's a lot to get into in this video. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button on your way in and comment down below your biggest thoughts of this report and stay until the end of the video because I'm telling you there's a lot we're going to unpack here on Jets Media. So let's get straight into business and not waste any of your time. This report is coming from Tony Pauline, and I'm going to leave the link to the article down below in the description for you guys to check it out. The headline of this article says, Insider Notes on Jets. Breece Hall could be traded. Aaron Glenn's culture and expectations for 2025 and more. So there's been a lot of talk around running back Breece Hall in the last few months heading into the season that he could be a guy that gets traded. There was even buzz around Breece Hall's name heading into the 2025 draft that he could get traded. And now all of a sudden, a month before the season begins, his name is still linked to trade talks. Now, is this actually something that Jets fans need to prepare themselves for, of a Breece Hall trade before the trade deadline? Because I'm here to tell you guys, there is some real substance behind this report, which is why I wanted to talk about it. Now, is this actually possible? Is this something that Jets fans should read into or not? We're going to break it down all in this video. The first question is, why is this still being talked about? And I think it comes from Saturday night's game against the Packers. We saw Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, and Donovan Edwards all have really good games. But then Breece Hall is going viral for a clip that's being surfaced on social media from the All-22 cut of him completely missing a hole that was wide open. Now, you look at the vision here from Breece Hall. Yeah, I don't know why he's running into his offensive lineman here, but this is a pretty wide open hole that you want your running back to be able to see, plant his feet in the ground and burst through, because you never know what kind of gain he can get with the speed that Breece Hall has. But it seems like it's just one play. I'm not going to read into it, be like, trade him, I want him out. I'm rooting for Breece. I want Breece Hall to be the dynamic weapon out of the backfield that we all were hoping for. And I want to add some context here because Aaron Glenn and this coaching staff, they have a plan for Breece Hall. So just because this play right here is exploding on social media and everyone's starting to hate and pile on Breece Hall, and now there's an article saying he can get traded. I mean, there's a lot of things that's being out there, but I'm still rooting for Breece. I still think he could be a weapon in this backfield if utilized properly. He's got the best hands out of anybody out of the running backs, and I want this Jets team to utilize him, not trade him. But the big reason why he's in trade talks is not because of his talent. It's more about the contract situation. He is entering the final year under contract with the New York Jets. And the New York Jets, Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji, they're asking themselves, do we want to invest in Breece Hall long term? Is that somebody we want to pay big money next year to keep him here long term? Number one, he has to prove himself before he gets any type of bag, which is why, and Breece is very self-aware of this. He knows he has not lived up to his own potential. He's not asking for a contract extension like Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson did. They're from the same draft class, and he's the one entering a contract year. He's not asking to get paid because he knows he's not going to get paid anything crazy. Kyron Williams just got extended by the Rams. He actually broke out with the Rams. That's why he got a contract. James Cook, he's holding in right now with the Bills. He broke out with the Bills. He deserves to get paid. Breece Hall has not really lived up to his own potential yet, and he even knows that himself. So you look at the contract situation, that is why this is a situation here. Now let's go into the article and read exactly what it says. Breece Hall could be moved by trade deadline. Several players have a lot riding on the line, starting with running back Breece Hall. This is nothing new, as there was speculation the Jets would trade the fourth-year veteran who looked like a star in the making as a rookie this past offseason. People close to the situation speculate that the Jets could move Hall by the trade deadline, then move forward with Braylon Allen as well as Isaiah Davis, and eventually draft a running back in 2026. Allen, a second-year back who was a fourth-round selection in 2024, surprised everyone last season and played beyond expectations. Isaiah Davis is a favorite of this coaching staff, and he's been more than serviceable as a rotational back. So that's the report that we are talking about here, and it is really interesting. Number one, you look at the running back room. Braylon Allen is a guy that every single Jets fan is super excited about. He had a really awesome 14-yard gain where the hole was wide open. I mean, the offensive line just absolutely paved the way for Braylon Allen. He went downhill, picked up a 14-yard gain. That was fantastic. Isaiah Davis, he got the ball a little bit. He's dealing with an ankle injury. He almost had a touchdown, but his foot was out of bounds out of that. It was like a reception out of the backfield, almost got in the end zone. But Isaiah Davis was trending when he had the high-level IQ play of pretending the ball is getting thrown to him on that Justin Fields touchdown run. He drew his defender deep into the end zone because if Isaiah Davis did not look like he was going after that ball in the air potentially, that defender from Green Bay could have turned around and tackled Justin Fields short of the end zone. But instead, Isaiah Davis, high football IQ, little things like that coaches notice. And also our undrafted free agent running back, Donovan Edwards, he was running hard out of Michigan. He looked really good. He should have had a 50-plus yard rushing touchdown, but that was called back due to a holding penalty. And not just on that run, he looked good on a lot of other carries. So the Jets have some depth at running back. But I'm not going to take this article and say to you guys, I want to trade Breece. It's going to happen, and we want to get rid of him. That's not my stance on this whatsoever. If I'm a Jets fan, I'm rooting for Breece. We want him to be fantastic. I want him here long term. I want Breece Hall to be so good this year to the point where we keep him at the deadline and he's here long term because I really want him to be a piece here. But these are the things that we have to talk about where, from a business perspective, it may make sense to get something from him at the deadline because if you're not planning to extend Breece Hall, this is where Darren Muji comes in. You're going to want to trade something to get some type of draft assets back so you don't let Breece Hall walk in free agency next year and you come back with nothing. Instead, you want to get something in return so you can utilize that to build your team moving forward and even take the draft pick you trade Breece Hall for, hypothetically, and use that on a running back in the 2026 draft. So these are all the things that, is coming out, and I don't want to sit here and talk about rumors in the middle of, preseason and training camp action, but that's the trending news right now about the New York Jets, and everybody's talking about it, so I felt like I had to come on here and give you guys my opinion on it. I want Breece Hall here long term, but this is something you actually have to look into from a business perspective. I'm hoping Breece Hall breaks out, and we all know that the Jets are going to be utilizing Breece Hall as a running back out of the backfield from a receiving standpoint. So that is very important to note that Aaron Glenn is emphasizing Breece Hall's ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, and you want to see Breece improve his vision because we know what he can do in open space. We don't want to see him run into a wall when there's a wide open hole to his right. Just got to keep his head up. He's got the talent. It's just a question is, will he put it all together? And this is a good problem to have. This is one of our better position groups on the team, and the fact that we're talking about potentially a good player on the team getting traded, that's because there's good players behind him. But as I said multiple times in the video, I don't want to trade Breece. Let me know where you stand. Would you prefer to trade Breece Hall by the deadline or not? Are you hoping he's here long term? Do you think this is the Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis backfield this season? Or is Breece Hall going to be so good where he's going to make the Jets not want to trade him? That's what I'm hoping happens. There's another part of this article that Tony Pauline wrote that I want to break down at the end of the video, and that's all about Aaron Glenn's culture. Now, there's a lot of Jets players that apparently are telling Tony Pauline himself that there's a new feel here. So here is the quote from the article. New Jets culture under Aaron Glenn. I've heard from players who have been with the organization the past 3 seasons over the past 2 days, and they tell me the passion and culture in the building at Florham Park has changed completely. Unlike the Robert Saleh era, where players often ran amok, there is a totally different feel. So we're talking about a player that's been on the Jets the last 3 years. Is that Garrett Wilson? Is that Sauce? Jermaine Breece? You never know who it is. We're trying to figure out which player's talking to the sources here, but it really feels like that even as a fan. I mean, we're not there at practice. I mean, we're there observing practice as fans, but we're not in meetings. We're not getting coached by them, so we don't know the difference. But I'm telling you, from my own perspective, I see a shift. He also goes on and says this: the players love the new staff, and there is an energy level like never before, even surpassing the short-lived Aaron Rodgers era. One veteran who has been in the league for more than a dozen years called the new Jets coaching staff and front office, quote, real NFL stuff, praising the way practices, meetings, and all else have been handled. Players love the grind and contact in the practice, which have been taken to the next level, and there is a real belief like never before. Rather than looking towards just one player, as they had been with Rodgers, I'm told the Jets locker room is more professional and players are passionate about their responsibilities. Now, there's really 2 players that this could be, either Tyrod Taylor or Nick Folk. And my guess is this is Tyrod Taylor, who's been in the league for more than a dozen years because, guys, there's not a lot of veterans that's been in the league that long. I'm the Jets right now, by the way. But it really goes to show you that these players are bought in and they feel a shift, and they feel like these guys of Aaron Glenn and his coaching staff, they're the real deal, and that's refreshing. I know that this may sound like, oh, here we go again, just getting overhyped of a new culture. We want to wait and see. But man, this is all positive things coming out of One Jets Drive, and it's cool to see that Tony Pauline added this in an article that like no one even wants to talk about with trade rumors, but this is the good stuff, which is exactly why I said stay until the end of the video, because I wanted to end it off with this nugget right here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, folks, of the video in totality. Don't forget to hit the like button and comment a plain emoji if you stayed into the end. My name is Richie. See you next time, and let's go Jets. Peace out, folks.